Now, my thing with this car, I'll acknowledge, it flips so easily. And that's my thing with side-by-sides in general. They flip so easily. And they just break so easily. Like, this thing is so fragile, it's crazy. Like, it's like, this is supposed to be a car meant for off-roading, and it just breaks at, like, the slightest bump. And flips over at the slightest bump. So it's one of those things you do have to be careful with. The suspension on this thing is fire, though. The suspension is so good. It just soaks up all the bumps. But it's got such a short wheelbase where it's so easy to flip. I gotta admit, though, I don't know if this is a controversial take, but, like, in real life, I think side-by-sides are massively overpriced. And when I say massively overpriced, I mean, why are they, like, $30,000, like, genuinely? Like, it's just a bit ridiculous. Like, you can get a good enduro bike, or, like, dirt bike, for less than 5K. Like, you might not get, like, a 750 or something for less than 5K, but you get, like, a Honda 250 for less than 5K, can't you? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I haven't looked at Honda prices in a while. And then, but it's like, side-by-sides are like 30 grand, and it's like, why? I know it's more to make than a motorcycle, but 30K is just ridiculous. Literally the price of a car for a glorified roll cage golf cart. Nah, for real though, it's ridiculous. And it's kind of like, what is going on? I'm bottomed out. I didn't even realize, I was on a rock the whole time. I didn't realize I was on a rock the whole time. I'll acknowledge. That's my bad. That's my bad. But, you know, it is very much a glorified, just golf cart with a roll cage. And I'm like, they're cool, they're fun, but they're fragile as hell. They break easily. I've seen them flip so many times on video, and it's like, this is not safe. And it's not even stable on, like, off-road stuff, and it's like, you'd be better off with, like, genuinely, like a four-wheel drive K-Truck for 7 grand kind of thing than a side-by-side. Like, that's my genuine opinion, I'll acknowledge. I think side-by-sides are ridiculously overexpensive. Some of them are kind of neat, but I don't know. I'd much rather just get a dedicated off-road, like, shit truck. Get, like, an old, like, 4x4 F-150 or, like, Silverado or something, and just, like, cut the bed, shorten the bed, lift it, like, 5 inches, put some mudders on it, and just fucking rip it through the woods. And if I fucking wreck it, I wreck it. It was 2 grand off Facebook Marketplace kind of thing. That's the type of side-by-side that I want, like, genuinely. And if you need, like, a usable, like, something you could just, like, go through the woods with to, like, go pick up stuff from, like, pastures or something, like if you're a farmer, K-Truck, baby, K-Truck. Goonslayer saying, used Honda Element is a better side-by-side? Nah, for real, though. That's what they should add to the, that's what they should add to BeamNG. They should add a Honda Element, like, high key. That'd be pretty fire. I don't know. For me, it's like the side-by-sides are kind of one of those things where it's kind of like, okay, yeah, those, like, 3-wheel, like, little roadsters you see on the roads and everything like that kind of thing every once in a while. Like, the concept is cool. It's like, okay, it's like a Lotus Carlton, but it has, like, 3 wheels. Lotus Carltons are pretty cool. Oh, sorry, not Lotus Carltons. Lotus Carltons are cool, but I was thinking a Lotus 7. Like, Lotus 7s are really cool. I'd love a Lotus 7 kind of thing. They're super cool. And it's like, oh, those new, like, 3-wheel, like, slingshot things. It's an interesting concept. It's open wheel, open cab kind of thing. But then in reality, it's just, like, the lamest shit ever kind of thing. And I feel like it's kind of the same thing with side-by-sides, personally speaking. It's kind of like the concept of side-by-sides is really cool. But then in reality, it's just, like, the lamest shit ever. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I'm not a side-by-side person, I want to acknowledge, and if you enjoy your side-by-sides, I mean no diss. But I will not change my opinion that side-by-sides are overpriced as fuck. Scope Hello Meme, you're saying I kind of hate the slingshots, LMAU, right? I like the idea of the slingshots, but I fucking hate the execution so much. I hate the execution. It's like, if you haven't looked up a photo of the Lotus 7 or don't know what that is, I do recommend you do so, because the Lotus 7s are really cool cars. Like, I wouldn't want to daily drive one. It's open cab, open wheel, but they look so cool kind of thing. But I would love a Lotus 7 to, like, do hill climbs or something like that kind of thing. Like, that would be so much fun. And it's like, the slingshot is not a super different concept. It's got 3 wheels, but there's the Morgan 3 wheels, which have been around for a very long time and kind of are pretty cool, I'll acknowledge. But it's like, the slingshots are just such a bad execution. And it's just like, damn. They do look tacky. They do. I'm not gonna disagree with that. You got a fraud, you're saying you'd much rather get 30K worth of cigarettes than spend 30K on a side-by-side? That's what I'm talking about, baby! Based as hell. Based as hell. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Side-by-side seem like they'd be fun, but 30K American, nah. No, genuinely, it's like, okay, for like 10 grand, this would be really cool. Even for like $12,000 to $14,000, this would be kind of cool kind of thing. For $30,000, that's more expensive than a new Honda Civic for a shitbox golf cart with a roll cage. You can get a Ford Maverick for cheaper than a side-by-side. And that is an exponentially cooler car. I love Ford Mavericks. I think they're really cool. Side-by-side's mid as hell. Mid as hell, I'll acknowledge. If you were a millionaire, you'd get one, but for recreation at my level of income, not worth it. Even if I was a millionaire, I don't know if I'd get that. I think I'd just buy a G-Wagon and just not give a fuck about it at that point. Like a G-Wagon, if I was a millionaire, I'd just buy like a G-Wagon and just off-road in that and just not give a fuck. That would be... A G-Wagon would be my side-by-side if I had like $1 million. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Matuz, you're saying when you were a kid, there was a guy in the village where your family lived who used to fabricate custom replicas of Lotus 7s, and you have a picture with one being built. Cool cars, definitely. They're so cool. They're so cool. Like, original Lotus 7s are pricey. They're, like, super expensive. But there's so many kit car varieties of them. And honestly... Like, I don't even want, like, a legit Lotus 7. Like, let me open up what a Lotus 7 is just for the stream real quick. Because I think it'll be helpful to make it where everybody else can see what a Lotus 7 is as well. There it is. And let's make this a little bit bigger. And we're going to take a look at Lotus 7. So, Lotus 7. They're super cool cars. So, open wheel, open cab, no roof. But, like, damn, like, this is, like, the hill climb car. Like, they are, like, crazy fast on hill climbs because they weigh fucking nothing. They weigh nothing. They're, like, crazy. So it's a sports car produced by the British manufacturer Lotus Cars between 57 and 73. So this is a, like, 70-year-old design, basically. And as they're saying on the Wikipedia article, it's supposed to be the embodiment of the Lotus philosophy of performance through low weight and simplicity, which has very much always been what Lotus is about. Now, I will acknowledge I'm a bit of a Lotus fan. I love Lotus as a company. I'm also a really big fan of... I want one of these as well. Controversial, but I want one of these as well. I want a Lotus Europa. I do want a Lotus Europa. It's very divisive. A lot of people hate the Lotus Europa, and I understand why. I want a Lotus Europa. It's such a unique looking car. It's such a unique looking car. I love these, but that's a side topic. The Lotus 7. I mean, like, it's one of those things where this is just such a cool open wheel car. Insane for, like, hill climbs. Do they have, like, the weight on it? On Wikipedia? What's the weight of it supposed to be? Let's see. So I believe you get an inline 4. I think they even made these with Ford inline 4s back in the day. I don't know what you get these days. But you could, I believe, you could get a Ford Kent, which is from Ford of Europe. You could literally get a Ford inline 4 in there. You get a Lotus one or another Ford inline 4. So you could literally get a Lotus powered by a Ford, which is great because you don't want a Lotus engine powered car because it's not going to be reliable. How much does it weigh? This is the AI overview. I was like, wait a minute, should I trust that? 328 kilograms, according to Lotus Cars themselves. 328 kilograms to 2 pounds is 723. Whoa, what the hell is that? With engine or without engine? 723 pounds. No, there's no fucking way. There's no way. Imagine a Donk Lotus 7. Let's look it up, see if it's been done. Donk Lotus 7. That would actually be hilarious. I don't think this is like, I think the closest we're going to get. That's like the closest that's probably ever been made. Let's go Lotus 7 on 22. On 22s. I don't think anybody's ever done that, bro. That'd be fucking hilarious, though. A Lotus 7 on 22s would be hilarious. It would be so funny. But just the simplicity of the Lotus 7 is so beautiful to me, and I really, really, really like that. And I think Lotus 7s are absolutely goated. And it's kind of like, okay, yeah, there's like the same concept going on with like the slingshot and stuff, but the charm isn't there, and slingshots to me just look fucking tacky. They don't look reliable. They don't look like they're built well. Not that I expect Lotuses to be built well either, but at least it's going to be one of the greatest driving cars you will ever experience. Whereas a Slingshot is not going to be. On the same topic of cars that look like they'll kill you, because this car totally looks like it'll kill you, I want a BMW 2002, which is not a BMW 2 from 2002. This is a BMW from the 1970s called the 2002. This is a 1602, same body style, but not a 2002. They did also make a wagon or a hatchback version, which I think is really cool. 2002, here we go. I want one of these. No seatbelts, no ABS, no traction control. This car right here will legitimately try to kill you. And just like the Lotus 7, which is lightweight, simple, built for performance, that's pretty much what this is. This is like the ultimate BMW that will try to kill you and will just be as light as possible, no safety. I love the BMW 2002, and they're hard to find. Mario Russian, you're saying your current car has no ABS or traction control? Yeah, mine doesn't either. I'll acknowledge, but my Mercedes does not try, like, viscerally to kill me. It doesn't, like, attempt to kill me every time I drive it. Whereas a BMW 2002 very well might. I just want to pull up a clip from YouTube real quick. There's a great YouTube channel called Regular Car Reviews. And yeah, he's got a review of the 2002, and I think he literally talks somewhere in it about it's trying to kill you. Yeah, BMW 2002, not released in 2002. Like, that's genuinely what it is. Here we go.
Sucky driver. I'm horrible at it, and this makes me feel confident. The confidence to make mistakes.
That's the dangerous thing about this car.
Expensive mistakes. Everything buzzes on the inside like a hand-hammered piccolo snare, but it doesn't feel like it's about to fall apart like a 1970s MGB. Josh himself said it best. I've never driven a car I felt this connected to that can still scare me sometimes.
And I think that's a good way of putting it. This car will kill you, not because it's like got 700 horsepower, but because it has 150. But no safety, no traction control, nothing. And you feel so connected to the road that you feel genuinely confident in your driving ability when you're crap at driving and you just end up going off the road and you kill yourself. The BMW 2002, goated car. I want one. I really want one. But I will be very careful with it. Lotus 7, really, really, really cool car. I want one. I would love a Lotus 7. I think they're super cool. I think both these cars are really cool. I think the Lotus Europa is awesome. I want all three of these. But they are all cars that I would have to be very careful about. Like, no question in my mind. No question in my mind.